So can you tell me the exact question you're asking?
I'm just asking comedians what's their most memorable, wildest, crazy, or most erotic sexual experience.
Okay.
Like, one that sticks out in your mind the most.
I would say it wasn't so much the sex act itself, but I slept with somebody's wife once.
Whoa.
Which was sort of like just the stakes and consequences were like, insane and like on my mind. And I think it made it exciting because it was like forbidden.
That kind of stuff.
I didn't know the guy. Not that makes it right. But that's how I was able to sort of like sidestep the immorality of it. It's like, well, I don't know this guy. And I don't know. It was like, I don't know why it was so alluring to have a unavailable person be like you. I mean, I think this woman was going through a hard time.
Yeah, her marriage is probably on the downfall.
No, they're doing great.
Oh, they're still together? Whoa.
They're doing great.
So how did you meet this woman? And also, I just want to say, this is the kind of stuff that could get people killed, potentially.
Yeah, so, I deserve it. I mean, it's, I guess.
You're a brave man.
Yeah. I would deserve it. It was something I did. But also, I think there are marriages that go through periods of infidelity and then survive. Not like a lot, but I think that's not totally uncommon, especially if there's no kids and the people are young. It depends. People can recover from that.
Yeah.
I'm advising it, basically.
Still justifying it.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make myself feel better. I mean, look, it was wrong. But yeah, I mean, that was...
How did you meet this lady?
She was a friend. I'd known her for like a long time.
Okay.
Actor.
Uh-huh.
And just a drunken night. I mean, what happened was there was like... We'd always been friends, and then... So for us to be hanging out after a performance in a bar was not crazy. And most of the time, like, no weird agenda. Then there was just a time where I could tell she had an agenda. You know what I mean? Just paying a certain kind of attention, hanging around later, buying an extra round. It was like 3 of those nights when I felt like there were signals being given. And then on the 4th night, I asked. And it was exciting.
You just asked, like, hey, should we go
what's
back?
happening? No, I said, no, what's happening here? And then that led to that night it happening.
And she was just like, I want you.
In her way, she wasn't such a direct person. I don't think I attract such emphatic people, but yeah.
Okay.
And I do regret it. I mean, it is like an exciting memory, but it's not worth it. I got so anxious and neurotic after I described it to a friend of mine, and for like the next year, I would be talking to a particular friend of mine, like, what a mistake! Like I shouldn't have done that. And my friend was like, you've learned something about yourself. Like, you cannot drive in the fast lane. Like, you think about it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how you go back to her place or yours? I guess it can't be her place, right?
Yeah, mine.
We're in a hotel room? No. Okay, so yeah, it just was a one-night thing?
Yeah.
Just passionate making out as soon as you got there? Or in the taxi cab or whatever?
No, it wasn't until we got back.
Okay.
I think the actual physical stuff was pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
It was just in my head, it had a intense context.
Oh yeah, I understand that completely. I've never done something like that.
Yeah.
But I could imagine.
I don't advise it, really. I mean, I really don't.
I could imagine it would be thrilling.
I think it would be a shame for something like that to ruin a marriage. I mean, like, it doesn't make it right, but I'm glad they're doing all right because it was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not significant. I mean, I can understand why I might get killed.
Yeah.
Or somebody would be mad, but at the same time, weirdly in the same way, it also was fucking stupid.
I was gonna say, how would you feel if a girl had cheated on you? Has this ever happened to you before?
Yes. It feels bad. It feels bad. But there have been, and it happened twice, and both those times the relationship was in bad shape and then ended.
Yeah, that's a good story.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Will Hines, everybody.
I love that. I love this mustache beard.
Thank you.
He's growing it out. Good. Good. I'm trying to get these dweebs to talk about their wildest, craziest sexual experiences.
That I can't imagine them being very open with you about that.
No, they're not.
I think that I'm kind of boring in that regard. Well, I had sex in the Jack in the Box bathroom once.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you gotta talk about that.
I mean, that's kind of it. It was like we were 17.
And it was somebody you were dating.
Yeah, it was someone we were dating, and we were all driving in a car together somewhere. And we were just sort of like, I think we'd been drinking, and we were just gross teens.
Those bathrooms are notoriously they don't smell good.
I don't remember a smell. I don't know. It was fine. I think I don't think either of us walked away from it being like, why did we do that? I think we were both like, cool, that was cool.
Yeah, you're 17, you're drunk.
Yeah.
It was public, basically.
Yeah,
So it's kind of hot that way.
exactly. Oh, there's somebody banging on the door. Yeah,
And then you
gross.
got a jumbo jack.
I probably got a junior bacon cheeseburger and some tacos.
Well, yeah, that is okay. Well, that was a good one compared to these nerds. I want to hear about your most wild, crazy, erotic, memorable sexual experience that you've ever had.
I don't get laid enough to be able to answer that question.
You said you went out on a date with a girl to the Red Line or something, right?
The cha-cha
Oh,
bar.
the
yeah.
cha-cha.
Yeah, where we banged on my mattress with no bed frame. There we go, you can edit that.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds crazy. What happened there?
We went to sleep.
But what led up to that? How'd you meet this girl?
At a bar. Different bar. It was...
And you just had a connection there?
yeah, we just had a connection and...
Got her
we went out for drinks at the cha-cha and we banged on my mattress with no bed frame.
Well, that's common. Who has a bed frame? Who can afford a bed frame in this town?
Yeah, LA, it's so expensive. I'm a pretty vanilla guy.
That's what I've been hearing from a lot of comics.
Yeah. This is so uncomfortable. Because I regret a lot of things in life.
You don't have anything,
I need to get laid more.
You don't have anything crazy with the ex that happened?
Nah, that's... Yeah.
All right, just a crazy relationship in
Yeah, it
general.
was just... We weren't right for each other. We imploded multiple times. There was crazy love triangle that...
Oh,
to her
really?
credit, was her fault. She broke up with my friend months later, started dating me, and she was cheating on me, and then she was cheating on me while with him, and she was cheating on him while with me, and it was...
See, that sounds like a crazy experience.
It was a crazy experience. I almost got my ass kicked in the suburbs of New York City. And I couldn't fight back then. I was just like this awkward, lanky Upper West Side Jew. Yeah.
Whoa, you're Jewish?
Surprise!
Then how long did the love triangle go on?
This was like about a summer.
Damn.
Yeah, 2006. It was a crazy year. Well, I'm reluctant to call it crazy because we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, people grow up. But she was out of her fucking minds.
Well, she was dating you and all your friends. So.
Oh, dude, you gotta have a screw loose to date me. Like, I am a weird dude. I'll own up to that. But at the same token, yeah, I feel sorry for the girl I ended up marrying.
So you gotta believe that you don't have a screw loose. And that you deserve love.
I deserve love, but that's one of my better qualities. I'm out of my fucking mind, but in a good way. Yeah, and I don't get credit for that. I feel unrespected. I feel unloved by my colleagues.
People just think you're crazy.
Yeah. One time I faked an orgasm. Hey, guys could do that.
Yeah.
Too.
Just
Yeah.
to leave the situation.
Yeah. Girl jumped on top of me. I wasn't having it, and I said no multiple times. It It was technically rape.
Yeah, you were sexually assaulted.
It kind of was, but yeah, I don't know. It's
So you just
not as bad for the dude.
How fast did you pretend to come?
About 40 seconds in.
You're just like, whoa.
It was the best sex ever.
And then you just pushed her off and ran away.
Yeah, I've never felt so close to you.
You cuddled her afterwards?
Dude, I'm an actor.
So she probably full on believed it.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's crazy. I'm sorry you were sexually assaulted. I shouldn't be
Oh,
laughing.
I've lived.
I started dating this girl in college, and she was really open about her past sexual experiences, and I
Okay.
really didn't have any.
Yeah.
And she was telling me about how one time she had sex on the middle of the dance floor at a German rave in like Berlin, and every time. Every time I tried to have sex with her, I couldn't get it up because I would think about her having sex with this German man in like some giant fucking capitalist rave.
And that would just make you nervous?
And it made me nervous, so I bought Viagra from my friend, and I tried to like get it up, and eventually I did. And after we had sex for the first time and it was a success, she grabbed me by the arm and she said, "Do you feel that right now?" Like after we had sex, she's like, "Do you feel that?" And I was like, "Feel what?" And she said, "That is my grandma right now. Her presence, her spirit in this room." And she had this sort of butterfly art like thing hanging from her ceiling. It was sort of like a diorama or whatever. And it started to spin like probably from the fucking wind. And she goes, "That's my grandma's presence. It's a positive energy right now. She likes you." And I was like, this is so fucking weird. And I just had sex with her, and I just had to lay there with her and like just take it all in. I was like, that's nice, grandma.
Was her grandma there in the German club? Jesus Christ.
It was really weird. Yeah, she told me that her grandma could like write through her when she was like writing poetry, and she felt like she could write better poetry when her grandma's spirit was in her. So I was so scared that like she believed that her grandma was like watching us have sex or something. It's fucking weird, man. This girl was nuts, and I dated her for 8 months after that because she was so hot, and I felt bad about it. I was torn, you know?
Yeah.
I was torn between like her and her grandma and the weird part about it. She was crazy. She was out of her mind.
Obviously.
Yeah.
She thinks her grandma's watching her bang dudes. And then feeling good about it.
Yeah, I think she's had a connection to her grandma, you know.
Well, that's good. She loves her grandma.
Yeah.
That's a crazy sexual experience if I've ever heard of it.
And I didn't really have too many sexual experiences before that, so it was like, what the fuck is this?
Is it supposed to be like this?
Is this gonna keep happening? Women are like experiencing becoming one with their grandma during sex. This is so strange.
This is the pussy my grandma handed down to me. You have felt it.
Yeah. My grandma says you're good at sex. This checks out well with Agatha.
Well, that is... I don't even know what to say to that. That is wild.
The funny thing is about her, like I dated her for 8 months after that. It was the worst 8 months of my life. My friends were like, you need to break up with her. And eventually she just broke up with me because she didn't like me after a while, you know? I guess her grandma was like, this guy's fucking out. And eventually she got diagnosed with PTSD after we dated at like the depression center, and I was like, I hope it wasn't me, you know what I mean? Like, I hope I wasn't like root cause. I'm sure it was before. Yeah. You know.
She had a screw loose.
She had a screw loose. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a story, and I'm glad.
I hope. I'm vanilla too. I swear. Like,
okay.
I'm not,
I believe it.
I'm not out there in these like streets, you know.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on.